Far, good to get back on the field today after a few days off. Good to recharge and recalibrate this weekend. And guys, we're excited to get back on the grass and get going, starting to flip the switch into game prep mode and starting to get dialed in on the first opponents. And been a good, hard physical camp. A lot of good work, good on good, and great energy. Guys are at a great conditioning level. We're excited to start flipping the switch here. So we'll open it up for questions.
I'm sure you're dialing in on the depth chart, but other than 11, how many guys do you feel like, man, maybe we have 14 starters, 15 starters, because you use so many different guys in different ways?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I feel good probably about 16 to 18 guys, actually. I feel like our two deep could go out there and start any game and feel good about, really comfortable with what they can do and performance levels and stuff like that. I feel like they're at a good standpoint knowledge-wise, so I feel really good about our two deep.
The cornerback group, that's probably the one that's got to come along the most as far as depth. What have you seen out of those guys?
Yeah, definitely. Competition brings out the best in all of us, and those guys have been competing and fighting for those two spots, and feel really good about all those guys. Feel good that any one of those guys could run out there the first snap and perform at the level that we expect them to. So really pleased to see where they're at from a mental standpoint, technique standpoint. All of them are really competitive kids and have really put in the work.
Still no separation there? Right.
Not really. I feel like there's a lot of battles still going on till right up until kickoff. So, still keeping the competition open.
Out of these two scrimmages, what have you seen that's pleased you? What have you seen that you don't like?
Yeah, I mean, I think this past scrimmage, our guys were really dialed in, came out with a lot of great energy. They were focused, came out with the right mindset, a lot of energy, and, a couple bust here and there that we got to get cleaned up, but obviously we got 2 weeks to get that fixed. But for the most part, our guys came out and competed, and really happy from that standpoint. A lot of these days, camp's a grind, so a lot of it's just mentality and how you attack the day and coming out with the right mindset, and our guys did that in our last scrimmage.
Who do you got at Sam behind Barrett? Who do you got working behind him?
Yeah, Wade Woodaz has repped there a lot, and then once we get into nickel situations, Malcolm's been playing there, and so is Makuba. So I feel good about those four guys being able to go out there and compete and do what we asked them to do. But I feel good about those four guys.
With your linebackers and in the middle, how's that competition going? And I know you're not going to name somebody till the start, but
yeah, definitely.
What's going on there?
Yeah, really pleased from where all four of those guys have been at. All four can run out there game one and feel really confident in their ability, and hope to be able to play all four of them, as much as they earn the right to play and all. But they've been focused. They're really accountable, really great kids. They show up every day with the right mindset, and that's all I can ask of them. And they've been bought in and really dialed in and doing what we asked them to do.
Those four are?
Keith, McGuire, Trotter, Vontae Bentley, and Trenton Simpson.
Do you have any feel for when Trey Williams might be back?
He's progressing right along, so hopefully sooner than later. But I can tell you he's at a really good spot and has done a tremendous job of rehabbing and putting in time in the training room, and hopefully getting back here soon.
With Wade in particular, what have you seen out of him that has you confident in him as kind of the number two guy right now?
Yeah, he's a competitor. Got great length and speed. He runs really well, can change directions for that size. Really smart, really savvy, really understands zone coverage, improving his man technique every day, can blitz him. A bigger body can set the edge in the perimeter screen game, and so you can utilize him in various ways. And, he kind of a quiet kid, but all about his business, and the game's hasn't been too big since he's been out there, scrimmages, all that. He's just dialed in and focused every rep he gets.
With XT out on the defensive line, who's really stood out to you or impressed you in his absence?
Yeah, I mean, I think those older guys, obviously Miles, KJ, Maskell, those guys have separated themselves. And then the next tier, Kevin Swint, Cade Denhoff, and, Greg going as well. Those kind of guys can fill that fourth spot and feel really confident that they can go out there and execute the defense.
Trenton had obviously a good season last year, but is he poised to really break out? And we're talking first team All ACC kind of guy.
I mean, I hope he has a really tremendous year. He's more than capable of it, and he's really worked extremely hard this offseason and has been really self-motivated to learn the will linebacker spot. You can tell all his hard work from the summer has really paid off, and he's playing really confident, really fast. Just a couple things here and there to clean up every day, but every day is a learning experience, and he keeps stacking good days on top of the other. And so hopefully, he can reach his best potential this year, and I think it could be really special.
Dabo refers to him as a freak. Have you ever had a linebacker that athletic?
I'm trying to think. I mean, Stephon was pretty freaky when he was here. Obviously Isaiah Simmons, but those two probably in that same category: elite size, elite speed, elite athleticism, and strength.
Who are some of the freshmen we could see? First game, first part of the year.
Yeah, I mean, I think way to get an opportunity. Some of those other guys, we're still evaluating where they are from the secondary. Those corners. I think they're at a good spot to go out there and get some playing time early on. Koval's had a really good camp at safety. Colin came in this summer, so just trying to still get him up to speed on learning the system. But really, really pleased. Caden Stories showed some flashes in camp as well, and really excited about all those guys. I think that they're all really good kids, solid character. Clemson fits from that standpoint, but really been pleased where those midsummer guys have been from an athleticism standpoint. So that's something you're always excited to see where they are from an athletic standpoint, and I think all those guys will get some playing time, through the years and get out there.
What have you had at Kobe McLeod and TJ Dudley?
Yeah, those two really pick things up really, really easily. From a mental standpoint, they show up with the right mindset every day. They're pleasers. They want to do it exactly like you coach it. They're inquisitive, so they're always asking questions, wanting to understand the why. Why do we spill the ball here? Why do we lever it back to our help? Always understanding the big picture and how things fit together. And they work extremely hard. Have kind of fallen in line with that group. They got a lot of great examples in that room of what it takes from a preparation standpoint. So really pleased. They're note takers in meetings. They're totally bought in. So that's been cool to see.
When you look at a guy like Barry Carter, are people going to be because a lot of people outside of Clemson might not know who he is, and are they going to be surprised when they see the kind of stuff he can do out there?
Yeah, I would think so. I mean, he's got elite talent, but he's a super hard-working kid who really is all about his business. Really smart and savvy, really understands football. He prepares really well and takes care of his body, conditioning-wise. He loves the weight room, loves the grind. So I'm excited for him to go display his product here in 2 weeks.
When you have a guy like him and then another guy like Trent who can do the same stuff, what kind of flexibility does it give you with those two kind of guys to be that flexible, do different things?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the combinations of defenses and looks that you can come up with are just enormous. You can create multiple looks, then you can change it game plan to game plan. They can interchange and go do each other's jobs. 1 week one's blitzing, one's covering, and then just not allowing offenses to get tendencies from that standpoint. So being multiple and what you're asking them to do, and then creating tons of different coverage variables as well.
I had somebody tell me the other day, ask about Jalen Phillips, because he's going to be a name that mid-season people are going to go, where did he come from? Have you seen that kind of progress out of him?
Yeah, definitely. I think he's had a tremendous summer, tremendous offseason. he's obviously a really solid kid, just great character. Really works extremely hard, but it seems like he's taken the next step from that standpoint, whether it be taking care of his body, nutrition, just putting it all together. And I've been excited and really pleased from where he's been since we started training camp, and excited to see him go out there and perform as well.
Let's say that Makuba comes up and plays a little bit of Sam or something like that, or Dime. How does that rotation kind of work then? Jalen and who are some of the next guys up in that group? Tyler?
Yeah, I mean, any one of 4 guys. It could be Jalen, it could be RJ, Koval will get in the mix as well. Got Tyler Venables, so it's a multitude of guys that could run out there and get reps who have earned that right.
I think Toriano and Jaden might be guys that could make the trip to Georgia Tech. I mean, are they progressing enough to where you'd trust them back there?
I mean, I guess. I mean, we trim it down to 80 for that, with that being an ACC game. So all those spots are still being competed for, and we'll figure that out here in the next 2 weeks. Over the next 2 weeks.
How's the communication been going in, getting it into the game faster and so forth from previous years, where it'd be like last second?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's been good. There may be 1 or 2 plays that I've kind of gotten caught, but that may have been because I'm coaching somebody on the sideline or whatever instead of being locked in. But hopefully that's been a challenge to myself. Just getting guys lined up so they can put their eyes in the right spot. Getting a stance, get their pre-snap reads, and be able to play with their eyes in the right spot, sort things out, and then play fast and physical.